Yo, what's good, basketball heads? It's your boy Crush. So let's talk about Stephen A. Smith saying that Jimmy Butler is not better than Jaylen Brown.
Tell me
How? How is Jimmy Butler not better than Jaylen Brown? Jimmy Butler led a Miami Heat team with no other superstar, no top 75, to 2 NBA Finals and 2 Eastern Conference Finals in about 4 years, while Jaylen Brown could barely get the Boston Celtics team over the hump. Look at what Jimmy Butler is doing in Miami. How can you say Jaylen Brown is better than Jimmy Butler? You could say Jaylen Brown's skill set, he has more in his bag if you want to say that, okay. But as a player, you're trying to tell me Jaylen Brown is better than Jimmy Butler? Could Jaylen Brown lead a Miami Heat team with nobody to 2 NBA Finals and 2 Eastern Conference Finals? I doubt it. I don't think anyone would disagree with me. I doubt Jaylen Brown could lead this Miami Heat team, or any Heat team for that matter, to the NBA Finals by himself. Jimmy Butler have Bam Adebayo. He's a borderline all-star. He's not a superstar. On top of that, Bam is inconsistent. And regardless of that, Jimmy is still able to lead this team to the NBA Finals. Miami Heat have 7 undrafted players. 7. What Jimmy Butler is doing, the average superstar can't do. And this is a fact. The average superstar would not be able to lead this team to the finals multiple years. So Stephen A. Smith is going to go out his way and say Jimmy Butler is not better than Jaylen Brown. This is one of the most asinine takes I've heard in a minute. What is up with these NBA analysts and media personnel with these bad takes? If you want to say Jaylen Brown has more in his bag, his skill set, then I'll concede to that. Okay. But if you're saying who is a better player, Jaylen Brown is not better than Jimmy Butler. I'm sorry. Not on this planet. Maybe on another planet somewhere, but not on Earth. So this is what Stephen A. Smith had to say. I think Jimmy Butler is questionable because you got to take into account the regular season. Jimmy Butler during the playoffs, you can sit up there and bring that up. That's fine. I'm taking into account the entire season. I understand the impact that Jimmy Butler has. I think Jimmy Butler is a stud, but I also think Jaylen Brown is a stud. I think that's debatable. And I don't think that Paul George deserves to be on the list ahead of Jaylen Brown. I don't believe that. So Stephen A. didn't deny the fact that Jimmy Butler is better than Jaylen Brown in the playoff or during the playoff. But he's saying you got to also take into account the regular season. And I agree, but Jaylen Brown is still not better than Jimmy Butler. I'm sorry. Whether you want to say playoff Jimmy is a real thing and Jimmy Butler rise to the occasion during the playoff, that's fine. So we all know Jimmy Butler plays better in the playoff. By now it's a fact. But I'm not going to say Jaylen Brown is better than Jimmy Butler because Jimmy Butler doesn't play, at the same level during the regular season. No, Jimmy is a better player than Jaylen Brown. He has proven it. The man has took Miami to 2 NBA Finals and 2 Eastern Conference Finals. Whether it's in the playoff, the regular season, don't matter. He has done it, so why would I say Jaylen Brown is better than Jimmy Butler? He just beat Jaylen Brown to go to the finals for the second time. Not just Jaylen Brown, a Jason Tatum-Jaylen Brown combo. So with that being said, I don't get this logic. I mean, I hear what he's saying as far as you got to take into account the regular season and playoff Jimmy, but regardless, Jimmy is still a better player than Jaylen Brown. He's proven he could do more with less. Jaylen Brown is here and there. He goes missing in the playoff. When you need him the most, he's nowhere to be found. Jimmy Butler is always consistent, and you know what you're going to get in the playoff every time. By now, it's no question. I mean, you can't question Jimmy Butler anymore. He is proven. In 4 to 5 years, the man has proven that he is legit. I see what Stephen A is trying to say or where he's trying to go with it, but I disagree. Jimmy Butler is a better player than Jaylen Brown, period. That could change in the future, obviously. Jaylen Brown is young. He has time. He's a very good player, so who knows what could happen in the future. But currently, as it currently stands, Jimmy Butler is a better player. No argument. I don't care about regular seasons and playoff, and you got to take into account Jimmy Butler is a better player than Jaylen Brown. Currently speaking, he's top 10 in the NBA. He's a top 10 player in the NBA. No argument. Whatever Stephen A is trying to say or the message he's trying to convey, I don't agree. I disagree. Sorry. As you can see, Jimmy Butler's in the NBA Finals, about to compete for a title, while Jaylen Brown is sitting home. And he has Jason Tatum, which is a top 10 player in the NBA. And they were unable to get it done. And good old Jimmy Butler by himself, a one-man army. Yes, he has Bam, but Bam is inconsistent. So Jimmy Butler, with 7 undrafted players, was able to drag this Miami team to another NBA Finals. And Stephen A is going to come out here and try to say Jaylen Brown is better than Jimmy Butler? Cut it out, man. But anyway, this is what these media personnel do, man. They make asinine statements and comments. Half the time, it doesn't make any sense. But, you just got to use your brain and some logics, and that's that. But as always, holla. As always, we just talking basketball. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share, holla at your boy.
It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about the game. I'ma say it. It's all about the game.